very warm welcome to our viewers and to all of our participants for this online Asia Pacific Leadership Conference, APLC. My name is Greg Stone. I am the Secretary General of UPF in the Oceania region, and it's my privilege today to be your MC for this, the closing graduation session of the APLC. This, of course, is our very first APLC. It began just 2 weeks ago on October the 3rd, and it's concluding today, October the 17th. We have had several excellent participants from various countries around the Asia Pacific. There were 7 who completed and will graduate today from Fiji, 6 from Indonesia, 29 from Malaysia, 2 from Myanmar, 3 from New Zealand, and 12 from the Philippines, with a total of 59 graduates today. So our congratulations are certainly due to them for all their hard work over the last 2 weeks. We will now hear about the multimedia activities of UPF towards a peaceful world. Our presenter will be the Honourable Eknath Dikal. He served as a member of the Nepalese Constituent Assembly and the Legislative Parliament from 2008 to 2012. Also from 2014 to 2017. In the Nepal government, he served as the Minister for Cooperatives and Poverty Alleviation from 2012 to 2013 and Minister for Peace and Reconciliation 2015 to 2016. He's also the chairman of the Nepal Family Party. He's the convener of the South Asia Peace Initiative and the chairman of Universal Peace Federation in the Asia Pacific, as well as the International Association for Parliamentarians for Peace in the Asia Pacific. So, Honourable Eknath, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Reverend Greg Stone. So we are very happy that today, finally, we have come to the conclusion of the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference. So I would like to recognize our chairman, Dr. Yong Chang-sik, who is joining with us, and all other excellencies and participants and leaders and staff of Universal Peace Federation. Thank you so much for joining and also making this very first online Asia Pacific Leadership Conference successful. So before we go to the closing session, so I like to give some basic information about the work and activities of the Universal Peace Federation towards a peaceful, unified world. As you know, that UPF was founded to bring global leaders together from all walks of life to quest for unified world of peace with justice. And it is a global network of individuals and organizations dedicated to building a world of peace in which everyone can live in freedom, harmony, cooperation, and prosperity. And UPF has general consultative status with United Nations. So one of the primary work of UPF is to promote the work of United Nations and also for the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal. UPF also worked with UN in the past for the fulfillment of Millennium Development Goal. While we live in interconnected world, the problems of one nation easily impact neighboring countries and regions. As a result, there is an urgent need for an international dialogue and cooperation. Dr. Sun Myung Moon, fondly called as Father Moon, and his wife, Dr. Haq Jahan Moon or Mother Moon. They founded the UPF and pioneered many peace activities for building a world of lasting peace. Universal Peace Federation, as I mentioned before, was founded in 2005. So recently we had our 15 year of anniversary. So during the past 15 years, UPF has been working throughout the world with various organizations. So we have MOU with United Nations Alliance of Civilization, with African Union, Global Citizen Forum, Global Council for Tolerance and Peace, and also we have MOU with Mr. Jim Rogers holding, and we land interest inch, which is the one of the biggest investment company. So in this way, this is just few among many that UPF has been working with partnership with United Nations and also civil society and with government. And UPF has been covering its activities in wide area. We have so many activities. So basically today, actually, I'll introduce to you briefly these 10 initiative of UPF, which is International Peace Highway, or as we call now Peace Road Project. Also, our work with partnership with United Nations and African Union, our regional peace initiative like Middle East Peace Initiative, South Asia Peace Initiative, Northeast Asia Peace Initiative, Balkans Peace Initiative. We also have Ambassador for Peace program, and also we have also Leadership and Good Governance Award program. We have a lot of activities in strengthening marriage and family, youth and student, and also in the sport like Pangil Modo is also working with UPF. We have Sonak Peace Prize, also founded by our founders. Also, a series of World Summit, series of regional summit in Africa, Europe, Americas, and Asia Pacific. And also recently, UPF working with the Family Federation for organizing Rally of Hope for building a unified world of peace. And also, UPF new development is UPF's primary association. So we have these seven associations that recently building up, working with head of the state and government, ISCP, and also with first ladies, with parliamentarians, for economic development, academicians, and media, and so forth. So these are the primary association of UPF. Just to go a little bit detail, International Peace Highway and Bearing State project. Actually, this is the building the International Peace Highway does more than just provide the road with the physical means of communication. The world can be completely unified only when there is both physical communication and communication of heart. So this is what Dr. Son Myung Moon said, and this proposal was given, and then research is being done. So this is the blueprint of international highway project, and also recently, in order to promote this project, we have a peace road project in throughout the world with the theme, with the motto, connecting the world through peace. And also UPF has been working with United Nations. Our founder made a proposal to establish interfaith council within United Nations, and then so you could see here that founder is in UN, and during that time, and also the former Prime Minister of UK, Sir Edward Heath, and also Kenneth Kaunda, and many old leaders. So they were joining with Father and Mother Moon, and also Mother Moon meeting with Secretary General Ban Ki-moon when he was in office. So in this way, UPF has been working with UN to reform UN and to establish interfaith council within the UN system. In the Middle East, we have Middle East Peace Initiative, especially promoting and supporting peace and reconciliation among the Abrahamic faith. In South Asia, we have South Asia Peace Initiative, especially civil society peace initiative promoting peace and reconciliation and also development among the South Asian nation. In this picture, the diplomats from Nepal, from India, Pakistan, Philippines, and Korea, including presidential candidate from Pakistan and also National Security Advisor of President Moon Jae-in from South Korea, and our foreign minister and also our Excellency Jose Divinesia, the five-time speaker from Philippines, and they are on the stage, so discussing about innovative approaches to peace and unity in South Asia. And one of the uh, brand project of South Asia Peace Initiative is to supporting Nepal's peace process. We organized 20 series of South Asia Peace Initiative throughout Asia, South Asia region, different capital like Kathmandu, New Delhi, and Kabul, and Islamabad, Dhaka, etc., and also in Colombo. And then so UP have played a catalytic role by bringing all parties together in dialogue in Nepal. So you might heard about the very successful peace process of Nepal, and now we have already new constitution, and then we have a peace and democracy, and also nation is now moving towards economic prosperity. The foundation is the peace process, which UPF as a civil society organization supported a lot for the success of Nepal's peace project. In this picture, the then Prime Minister of Nepal, Sushil Koirala, with our international chairman, Dr. Walls, and also other dignitaries from South Asia nations. So you could see in the picture. In this way, South Asia Peace Initiative actually attracted the highest leader of our region to participate and to talk. Another peace initiative of UPF is Northeast Asia Peace Initiative. This is one of the recent picture. In the center, you can see the then Prime Minister of South Korea, along with leaders from six-party talk nation. So especially they discuss about the ways forward to the peaceful reunification of Korean peninsula. And also in Balkan, also we have a Balkan Peace Initiative. This is the picture in Albania. Actually, many former head of the state, they came together under UPF banner promoting Balkan Peace Initiative. And another initiative of UPF is Ambassador for Peace. Ambassador for Peace are the leaders in all walks of life dedicated to building a worldwide community of peace through applying the principle of peace of the Universal Peace Federation. So I think some of you also already appointed as Ambassador for Peace, and some of you will be appointed in future. Here our Chairman Dr. Walls and Vice Chairman Dr. Taj Hamad awarding Ambassador for Peace. And another initiative of UPF is supporting good families, strengthening marriage and family with the motto Good Families Gateway to Peace, Happiness and Prosperity. So another initiative of UPF is Leadership and Good Governance Award. So the UPF Leadership and Good Governance Award is presented on behalf of the founders, Dr. and Mrs. Sun Myung Moon, to those manifesting excellence in leadership, integrating professional excellence and practical wisdom with moral and spiritual principles. This is basically awarded to the current and former heads of state and government and other dignitaries who really perform excellence in their leadership. Another initiative of UPF, our founder, is Sunhak Peace Prize with the theme "The Making the World Better for Future Generation." The award items is a medal and a plaque, as well as a monetary prize of $1 million US. Already, we had third series of Sunhak Peace Prize recently. Former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon was awarded, among other other two dignitaries from Africa and Middle East. And UPF also, one of the brand project is supporting interfaith movement. Actually, this has been from very beginning. You can see the picture from 1990, the Assembly of All Religions, and until to the United Nations in 2000, when Father Moon and Mother Moon themselves went and proposed to establish Interfaith Council. In this way, interfaith is one of the main activities of UPF. UPF do not favor or any religion. UPF basically respect all faith and traditions equally. And we have a regional summit series in partnership with government and civil society in Africa, Asia Pacific, Americas, and Europe. This is the first Africa summit in Senegal, co-hosted by the president of Senegal. You could see there Mother Moon with the president of Senegal, along with our chairman, Dr. Walls. And second Africa summit was co-hosted by the Nelson Mandela Foundation, along with the UPF in South Africa. You could see here one of the grandson of Nelson Mandela is with Mother Moon. And also we had Latin America Summit in 2018 in Brazil. Many current and former heads of state and government from South America, Central America, and Caribbean, so they came together. So this is the Latin America Summit. We had our Asia Pacific Summit. The first summit was organized in Nepal on 2018. We had 7 current heads of state and government among 2,000 dignitaries from 45 nations participated. Mother Moon was uh, came as a keynote speaker, and you could see here Mother Moon meeting with the president of Nepal and also Prime Minister of Nepal, and many interfaith leaders from throughout Asia Pacific. They came and participated, and various speakers such as the state councillor from Myanmar, Mrs. Aung San Suu Kyi, Prime Minister of Cambodia, Samdech Taicho Hun Sen, and also other dignitaries such as Vice President from Philippines, Her Excellency Leni Robredo, and also head of the state from Samoa, the president from Nauru, and also Governor General from Tuvalu, and former prime ministers from India and Pakistan. They were here, and also other many former head of the state and government from Marshall Island, from Colombia, Iran, Kiribati, and Vanuatu, Palau. So they were in attendance. Our second Asia Pacific Summit was held in Cambodia. This is the very first meeting we had with Prime Minister Samdech Taicho Hun Sen. It is office in Peace Palace, along with His Excellency Jose de Venecia, the founding chairman of ICAF, and our UPF leaders together. And during this meeting, Prime Minister of Cambodia decided to organize Asia Pacific Summit in Cambodia. And then Mother Moon was there. Mother Moon and Prime Minister Samdech Hun Sen, they co-hosted all the dignitaries from 45 nations, current and former head of the state and government, speakers of parliament, cabinet members, and parliamentarians, and so forth. So they had beautiful meeting they had together. This is the Prime Minister's office in Cambodia. The keynote address was given by the Cambodian Prime Minister, also Mother Moon, and Vice President from Myanmar, Vice President from Palau, Speaker from Bangladesh, and also Vice President from Indonesia, and also 2 Prime Ministers from Timor Leste. And also during that time, Asian Cultural Council co-hosted the Asian Cultural Festival with UPF. UPF also believe the peace come through the cultural exchange and through cultural activities. So that's why there was a performance from Cambodia, Indonesia, China, Nepal, Philippines, and also Korean Little Angels. The third Asia Pacific Summit was held in Palau, focus on first ladies. This was on December 2019. Here is the picture with President His Excellency Tomi Remenga Sao of Palau, along with our chairman Dr. Yong, and we all joining together. And this is the meeting that President decided to host the First Ladies Summit along with his office and also office of the First Lady. And then Mother Moon supposed to come because of her previous engagement to other countries, her busy schedule. So she sent 2 of her representatives, member of her family, Mrs. Dr. Julia Moon and also Professor Anna Moon, who is also chairperson of UPF Korea, along with First Lady of Palau. You can see this picture. And this is the government and civil society cooperation. We had 500 international and local delegates covered in a beautiful cultural center in Koror, Palau. The welcome remarks was given by the First Lady of Palau and also WFWP International President Dr. Julia Moon as a representative of Mother Moon. Then we have current and former First Ladies from Nauru, Kiribati, PNG, Marshall Island, Fiji, Northern Mariana Island. So they all spoke at the event, and we had a resolution, and we had a launching of International Association of First Ladies for Peace. So in this way, you could see that so many activities UPF is organizing to promoting peace. And also UPF has a seven pillars. We also call UPF's primary association. So let me also briefly go through these. This is ISCP. This is the organization dedicated to the current and former heads of state and government. Mother Moon launched this ISCP 2019 during the World Summit. And during the launching program, we had a vice president from 46th vice president from United States, and also 22nd prime minister from Canada, and also former president of European Union, and of course the prime minister from South Korea, among other dignitaries who attended this launching program. Uh, and also we had IAPP. This is the parliamentarian organization. So currently 90 parliaments has been involved in the world, with 5,000 elected lawmakers are associated with IAPP. We have two co-chair from Philippines and United States, and this is the Korean South Korean Parliament where IAPP was launched. And also we have in a regional inauguration. So I cannot show you all, but just to show you few. This is for Asia Pacific regional inauguration was held in Nepal, presided by our Prime Minister, and also for European chapter in United Kingdom, House of Lords, and also for South American chapter in Parliament of Paraguay, also in Tokyo, Japan in Japanese Diet, and also in United States. It was held in the Foreign Relations Committee at US Congress. And also many national inauguration was held. This is in Philippines, this is in India, inside the Parliament House of India. We had 117 Indian lawmakers from both ruling and opposition. They came. This is in Australia. This was in the Parliament of Australia, New South Wales Parliament. The inauguration of IAPP was held. Also in Austria, in Vienna, and Ukraine, Palestine, and even North Korea. Actually, the inauguration of IAPP was held in the North Korean Supreme People's Assembly. And in Indonesia, also we had both speakers from both chamber. We attended our inauguration. Another initiative is IAPD. This is interfaith activities. I already mentioned the inauguration was held during the Asia Pacific Summit. Also, UPF leaders also recently met with His Holiness Pope Francis, and especially discuss about interfaith and also promoting family values. Another initiative is I8. This is the promoting economic development. UPF International Chair and also Director General Dr. Walsh and Dr. Yoon, they are signing MOU with Mr. Jim Roger, one of the biggest investor of the world. You could see here. And I can go on and on anyway. So all pillars are working actively. Another is the whole summit series. Just to show you few picture. This is the World Summit in 2013. We had 13 current and former head of the state and government, followed by World Summit in 2014, World Summit in 2017, and last year 2019. Also many current and former head of the state and government, they participated our World Summit. And this year in 2020, 120 current and former heads of state and government representing 172 nations from throughout the world. Actually, they came and attended the World Summit 2020. This is a beautiful picture. You can see Mother Moon and also Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia, His Excellency Samdech Hun Sen, before the opening ceremony of World Summit. And also they were joined by Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and also many dignitaries from throughout the world attended the World Summit, and thousands of participants. We had former prime ministers from both India and Pakistan. They participated in the World Summit. You could see here the Vice President of Philippines, Her Excellency Leni Robredo, is speaking, addressing the World Summit. And also during this COVID era, UPF also quite active actually, organizing many activities, peace talks, relief program, virtual summit, virtual ILC. You might also heard in the news that Mother Moon has donated substantial amount of grants for Red Cross Society to fight against COVID-19. And also our office in New York and throughout the world uh, conducting series of peace talks. And also in Asia, we had a virtual Asia Pacific Summit and also virtual ILC. This is the virtual Asia Pacific Summit. We actually we had many people participated from 106 countries, and almost 1 million viewers we had through various social media. This was addressed by the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka and many other former head of the state and government, and also first ladies. Five current and former first ladies from PNG, from Sri Lanka, from CNMI, also Fiji and Nepal. They spoke at the first ladies summit. Also, International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace. This one you can see in South Asia. This one you see in Oceania. All the sub-region of UPF actually they organize this kind of program. This is for academic association. This is program. This is also in Oceania. This is in Philippines. We have IMAP and also some relief activities supporting to fight against COVID-19. And so this one is ILC, which was held recently. It was also virtual ILC. Actually, we had many speaker from throughout Asia Pacific, and also we had all associations of UPF delighted during the ILC 2019. This is the interfaith session. You could see here our Asia Pacific chairman from India for the IAPD, Dr. Srivastava Goswami, joined with many other interfaith leaders from throughout Asia Pacific. So before I conclude, let me just introduce the Rally of Hope. Was recently introduced to really promote a heavenly unified world through interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. So far, we had two series of Rally of Hope. The first Rally of Hope was participated by many dignitaries, such as, of course, Mother Moon, Prime Minister from Cambodia, President from Senegal, Prime Minister from Niger, and also former Prime Minister Stephen Harper from Canada, and also former President of Albania, and European Union former President, and also UN Secretary General, former Secretary General His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, and also Speaker from US, and also from Japan, and also spiritual advisor of President Donald Trump. They were the keynote speaker at the first Rally of Hope. And second Rally of Hope, which was held just last month, also along with Mother Moon, we had the president from South Tome and Principe, and also Vice President Dick Cheney from United States, and also two vice president, another vice president, Dan Quayle from USA, and also former president of European Union, and also the president of the National Assembly of the Cambodia, and former prime minister from Pakistan, former president from Nigeria, and also our two co-chair of IAPP from United States and Philippines, and also Sanak Peace Prize laureate and very famous Bishop Kelvin Edward were the keynote speaker. And third Rally of Hope will be held on November 15. Also will be featuring on permanent interfaith leaders from throughout the world, and also will be joined by some political leaders, some few head of the state and government, especially those nations who supported during the Korean War, because this year is also the 70th anniversary of the War, Korean War. So I hope that all of you will be able to join our third Rally of Hope. It will be very exciting program for promoting peace and harmony in the world. So through these various initiatives of UPF and its global undertakings are significantly contributing towards building a peaceful world of interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. So we invite all of you to join and contribute on this great venture. Together we can. So I thank you very much. Thank you so much, Reverend Greg Stone. So please continue.
Thank you so much, Honourable Eknath Dakar, for that very enlightening and thorough presentation of the multimedia activities of UPF. It's very, very amazing. Now it is time to hear from some of our representative reflections from the participants who've been participating in this APLC. We're going to hear from five, representing 5 different nations. First one is from the Philippines, then Malaysia, then Fiji, then from Nepal, and then from Indonesia. So let me first introduce our first person to give reflections. Mrs. Annunciation V. Prospero. She has been like the child protection specialist for Smiles Foundation based in Mindanao in the Philippines. And she worked in the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Also, she's the former president of the Philippines Association for Social Workers chapter in Mindanao. So let's give a warm welcome to Mrs. Asunciacion V. Prospero.
Reflection in my attendance to the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference held October 10, 17, 2020. Indeed, the conference has awakened my thoughts and feelings on the universal principle of UPF. This conference has enriched my knowledge and enlightened me more. I am very grateful to the UPF founder, Reverend Son Myung Moon, and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon in translating the work of God into factual realities of life and do organizing to establish a better solution of the world problems and needs. They are the true parents for embracing the goodness of the people in a given society so that they could reach optimum welfare of the individuals, family, community, for the nation and the world. Dr. Chok Sik Yong, as the leader of Asia Pacific region, for initiating this Asia Pacific Leadership Conference and sharing his personal experience in creating a culture of true love and living for others. What struck me most is the topic of creating a culture of true love, which is the foundation of peace, happiness, self-contentment, and satisfaction. There is no love without sacrifice. It endears me in the realization of the form of love, be it parental, sibling, children love, filial love, that the impact of this, the sweetest love, is when it connected with sacrifice. It is just like the birth pains of delivering a baby, how painful yet beautiful experience, especially when the baby is already out from the womb. I am a mother, a Filipino parent, who really sacrificed for my children's education, clothing, shelter, and basic need of children and family. Dr. Kittel discussed the importance of marriage and family for the society, that marriage is important for social good, and that the foremost obligation of the state is to respect, defend, and protect the family. We consider the family as the basic unit of society, and marriage is an inviolable social institution. Moreover, marriage is a glue that ties society together. Overall, we can only find universal education of goodness in the UPF principle that we have to love for the sake of others. My thanks and gratitude to the Universal Peace Federation who opened the door of knowledge in the universal principle. I am a registered social worker working for the government in the Department of Social Welfare and Development, Region 10, for 37 years. I have been working with a different sector of society, women, youth, fathers, needy adults. I manage special cases of VAUSI, violence against women and children, delinquent minors, teenage pregnancy, drug dependent, and to name a few. In our country, we social workers are trained as general practitioners using the method of casework, group work, and community organizing. It came to my mind about why all these problems, every person, family, community, and nation, and the world as a whole, such as poverty, widespread disease like COVID-19, trafficking of children and women, illegal drugs crisscrossing countries illegally. As we social workers share the pie of protecting, preventing, and developing every individual, families, communities, but still our work is just a droplet. With my attendance to this conference, I was grateful knowing the root cause of these social problems. The process of restoration and redemption works in two ways. The giver or the sharer and receiver should work in collaboration and cooperation. I am thankful that knowing that UPF principles may be late for my age, but the social awakening is the right time and place. Hence, I have to move forward, carrying my new knowledge, insights, and enthusiasm, and of course, embracing the ideals of goodness in our hearts and mind. For me, this is my paradigm shift of looking at my family and society to work for peace and development. UPF is a timely response. Thank you for having me in the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference.
Amazing, great.
Thank you.
Amazing, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Asuncion Prospero, for that beautiful testimony and beautiful testimony of your life work as well. Thank you. Our next reflection is representing the people, many people who participated from Malaysia. Datin Dr. Jayanithi Krishnan, Vice President of the Pan-Pacific and Southeast Asian Women's Association in Malaysia. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Morning. This leadership conference has given me a purpose of life, of love for all, value for marriage, family, and society. I found that family plays a great part in nation building. All starts from a stable, happy family, a loving family, and this is an institution where a child starts for the first time to begin his lessons on love, sharing a mutual respect for all. Selfless love leads to a community of multiracial families, each living with each other for the sake of the other. A wife, husband, and a child and children with selfless love for each other and for the nation. It is a love for mankind, respect for all religions. Traditional marriages are challenged nowadays with no lasting relationships or sanctity to marriage and family. The case studies by UPF in Cambodia and Philippines has shown us how they have demonstrated to us the nation building which has been very successful. Each leadership course gives me different ways and ideas and means of living in this world with integrity, humility, passion for religion and for mankind, irrespective of race, religion, and creed. As Father Moon says, true love and living for the sake of others, it brings you immense joy. I'd like to end this by saying I've benefited so much from this leadership course. And as Father Moon says in his motto, live a life that casts no shadows. Live shedding sweat for earth, tears for humanity, blood for heaven, and as one family, one God. Let us all live for the sake of others as we have learned in this leadership course. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krishnan. Beautiful testimony and a beautiful experience you had. Thank you for sharing that with us. Our next person to share reflections is from the island nation of Fiji in the Pacific. Miss Fulu Salanieta Sugata. She is the Executive Secretary for the Economic Student Association at the University of the South Pacific, which is the major university in Fiji, but also serving many Pacific nations. So let's give her a warm welcome.
Next on, I think, please, next person we can do first.
Okay. All right. So it seems that we're having a bit of difficulty with the internet there in Fiji. So our next reflection comes from Professor Dr. Ramesh Strether, the Central Department of Zoology, the former Chief of National History Museum in Tribhuvan University, Kiripur. So please give him a warm welcome.
Unmute, please. Unmute. Okay. Please go ahead. Mr. Craigstone, I think
Yes.
connection is not so great. I think.
Yes, sorry, once again, sorry about that. I think we're having trouble with our internet connection at the moment. So,
You can call them at last one more time.
sure. So our next presenter is from Indonesia. To give reflections, Mr. Pindo Charles Rumape. He is the media and PR representative of UPF in Indonesia. So let's also welcome him warmly today.
Hello, good morning. UPF International Chairman, Asia Pacific Secretary General, UPF Indonesia Vice Chairman and Secretary General, and all UPF members in the world, especially to Mother of Peace, Mother Moon. It's from Indonesia. Really glad to really inspired me. Today, I realize that today the world is facing the same challenge, that same leaders find the new ways that never have happened before in dealing with the common challenges. And the common challenges is Corona-19 virus. And the impact of this virus has multidimensional impact from healthy, economic, social conflict, education, and the welfare of the community, especially the middle to lower class in the society. And most of it got very badly. And this is very influential on family life in every country as a determining institution for the integrity of a nation. This is our common concern as a peace builder in UPF. Moral, social, political, and various crises in various countries in the world is not difficult to deal with than Corona. But after participating in the UPF APLC, I realized that this is the right time to apply. This is the right time to apply UPF universal values as the most influential peace movement in this world, and maybe some people ask why is it most influential of the UPF universal value? Because UPF has the most significant core values and roles in educating and applying the values of peace through the smallest, most influential institution in the world, and we name it family. And the role of family in nation building and peace is the main key in establishing true peace. Because when we apply of the universal value of UPF, we know what will happen to the family. And I also encourage the students, the young people in the world, let's join as a peace builder of UPF and share the universal value from your heart. This is my reflection from APLC. Greetings of peace from Indonesia. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, UPF.
Thank you so much. Mr. Pindo Charles Rumapia, very much appreciated for your comments from Indonesia. I think we're going to try again to go back. I understand that the person in Fiji is okay now. So let's once again introduce Mrs. Bulu Seleneta Sugata. So she is a leading student and secretary for Student Association in the University of the South Pacific in Fiji. Let's give her a warm welcome. Because I'm talking with him.
I sincerely greet my world leaders and fellow colleagues that are tuning in via live from every part of Asia and Pacific region. Ambulu Vinaka to you all. My name is Mbulu Salniata Rokomadi Sumuta. I am a current undergraduate student and a young radio journalist here in Fiji. I am a member of Youth and Students for Peace Fiji as well. And ever since I joined this organization, this past few months has been magical for me since the introduction of the core values that this wonderful organization upholds. During these 2 weeks of online course, I would wake up early in the morning, watch and rewatch the course materials and show it to my mother about the wonderful teachings that have been conveyed by the UPF leaders, and I thank you. I've encountered many challenges to show the principle of true love, which is living for the sake of others. For example, I was traveling to school when I met an elderly man walking on the streets, and he called me to ask for $2. At that moment, I was in a rush, and I told him that I don't have any coins with me. I went past him and sat down on a bench, and I thought of boarding the bus, but Dr. Yong's lecture about the power to give came into my mind. So I went and withdrew some cash and gave him what his heart desired. At that moment, I felt a sense of peace within me, more like a sparkling feeling of heavenly joy and love. The most magnificent moment for me during the lectures was the story of Father Moon and Mother Moon's greatest sacrifice and hardship to instill world peace. In this world, if we aim to make a difference, there is always obstacles. However, if we go beyond, we shall reap the rewards of our good deed, and also acknowledging God's greatness in our lives as a testimony. Above all, the core route towards raising a peaceful society is having a good family, where there is healthy relationship between husband and wife, brothers and sisters, as well as parents to children bonding. I believe this will promote, grow, and cultivate moral character in the lives of the children in the now and future generation, and build up world leaders that share common values and implement the power of peace and unity. At the end of the day, always remember, never stop loving. You may feel deceived. Always know that God loves and protects those that give. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gata from Fiji. Yeah, very inspiring to hear your practical testimony of giving. Thank you so much. Now, I'd just like to introduce someone at this moment. It is Reverend Hori Masaichi. He is the newly appointed Regional Group President of the Family Federation for the Asia Pacific Region #2, which covers several of the Southeast Asian nations as well as all the 14 Oceania nations. So he's joining us today. So I'd like to introduce him to everyone and give him a warm welcome into this new position. Warm welcome to Mr. Hori. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome.
And welcome to our region. We look forward to working with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Greg, you're muted.
Next, we're going to have some congratulatory remarks from the Philippines. This is from the Honorable Leopoldo N. Batoy. He's the president of the IAAP in the Philippines, the International Association of Academicians for Peace. He's also the mayor of Lingayen, Pangasinan in the Philippines. Please join me in warmly welcoming Honorable Batoy.
Thank you very much, Your Honors, dignitaries present here today, the Honorable Eknat, our chairman, and all the dignitaries present. It's my pleasure to deliver this short congratulatory message to all the participants. Let me first greet this event's organizers and participants with pride and joy, as you all have been creatively and responsibly using your time, efforts, and resources, even during this pandemic. Well, the mere fact of being participants of the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference is in itself a showcase of your leadership skills. Kudos. When I think of leadership, what comes to mind is each and every person who has been very keen of his or her surroundings, and ergo utilizes his God-given gifts and abilities for the benefit not only of himself, but of others. May it be this family, his friends, neighbors, colleagues, community. A person need not necessarily be a politician, a clergyman, a businessman, or even a teacher to be a leader in the most genuine sense of the word. I personally have journeyed through different forms of public service, from the uniform service to the realm of politics, from the legislative and now to the executive branch. What I learned through all this is that it is not my title that defines my character or my take on being a leader. It is actually the way around. So at all times, let your character and your deeds, not your titles or ranks, sketch the person the way you are. I am certain that the APLC's online lecture added feathers in your respective caps. It has enhanced your knowledge and with fervent hope, also your appreciation and dedication to your respective vocations. May we then always remind ourselves of and work towards the dreams we have for ourselves, for others, and for His glory, especially during this very trying time where sympathy, love, and compassion are necessities of the world. Thank you for this opportunity to speak before all of you. Again, congratulations and God bless.
Thank you, Honourable Batoil, for those beautiful comments. Much appreciated. So now I'd like to just review a little bit about the program that we've had, this Asia Pacific Leadership Conference. This is the first time we've done this online, of course, due to the COVID pandemic situation. Normally we've had these particularly in Bangkok, and hundreds of professionals and leaders from various fields have gone through like a 3-day program. Now, however, in view of the COVID situation and our restrictions on travel and meeting, we've turned to the online system. So this is our first attempt to do that. And so the APLC consists of a live introduction that took place on the 3rd of October, just 2 weeks ago today. And this live concluding graduation ceremony as well, the second live event. But in the middle, there's 8 different sessions which are available on the website to be clicked by participants and to go through them in their own time. You've heard some of the reflections from the people who've participated and how moving those beautiful presentations are. They include such things as the need for universal principles that can unite us all beyond race, religion, and nationality. The purpose of the dual pair system, culminating in, of course, the family. Creating the culture of true love and by living for the sake of others, and the importance of marriage and family for society. The role of the family as the basic building block for nation building and for peace. Also, we go into the life and the legacy for peace of the founders, Father and Mother Moon, and creating the culture of true love, living for the sake of others, part 2, which is also extremely inspiring by Dr. Chong-Shik Yong. Then finally, we do some case studies, how practical we can put these beautiful universal principles into practice within our own communities and within our own nation. So it's something you should never miss. Please go out and inspire others, your family members, your colleagues at work, other people that you know, get them to go online and go through this in their own time. Now, we will be announcing the next APLC. The date is approximately a month's time. Stay tuned to your local representative who will inform you clearly of the new starting date and then get others to plug into it and participate. So now we need to also congratulate those who have graduated in this first APLC. As I said, there are 59 people. I'm sorry, I don't have time to go through all your names, but I'd like to personally give you congratulations for going through the entire course and for graduating so well in this event. 59 of you, 7 from Fiji, 6 from Indonesia, 29 from Malaysia, and Myanmar 2, also 3 from New Zealand, and 12 from the Philippines. So this certificate that you see in front of you here will be presented to each one of these 59 graduates. And others who are participating, they haven't finished the whole series yet and filled in their evaluation form. However, we really encourage you to continue. It'll be well worth your while. And then in the next APLC, we can give you the graduation certificate when you graduate and complete the course. So thank you so much for that. I'd like to also remind you, as Honourable Eknat mentioned, the coming Rally of Hope next month, 15th of November. Please put it in your calendars, 9:30 a.m. Korean time. And stay tuned. More will be given to you for the link for that. It's an extravaganza. It will be focused on heads of state and government, the ISCP. The IAPD will be a feature of this one as well, which is the interreligious leaders will also speak. And it corresponds to the 70 years of the Korean War ending, where it will honor the nations that assisted in the freedom of establishing the freedom of Korea. And it will also honor the veterans of that occasion of that war. I'd like also, just before we invite up Dr. Chong-Shik Yong, our regional chair, to give his closing remarks, I'd like to also mention about something very important that's happening in our college, the International Peace Leadership College in the Philippines. Father and Mother Moon established this college, and it is working with the government of the Philippines, the Commission of Higher Education, to host a webinar that is designed to help students cope with the stress of the COVID-19 pandemic. The theme of this will be fostering a positive vision of hope and peace towards building stress-free academic communities. Lovely topic. So the date and the time will be Friday, the 23rd of October, 2020, at 10 to 12 o'clock in Manila time. This is another example of how we are using the universal principles that we're discussing today to help youth and to help students. If you're interested, please contact your local sponsor for the internet link. It is now our great privilege to invite up Dr. Chong-Shik Yong to give his closing remarks. Dr. Chong-Shik Yong, to date, has been the Regional Group Chair of the Universal Peace Federation of the Asia Pacific, which comprises 40 nations of the Asia Pacific region. Before taking up this responsibility, he served as the Regional Chair of the UPF in Asia since May 2008. And before then, he was Regional Chair of UPF in the Oceania region for 5 years. From 1990 to 2003, Dr. Yong worked in various nations throughout the world, including Japan, United States of America, both in Washington, D.C. and New York, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, where he lived for 5 years. Dr. Yong, he received his doctorate degree in theology from Sun Moon University in Korea in 2005. In 2003, he earned a Master's of Business Administration from Gwangju University, also in Korea, his native country. In 1988, he was blessed in marriage to Mrs. Yoshi Sasaki from Japan. They have 3 children and 2 sons, 1 daughter, and 3 lovely grandchildren. As a major honor for his quality of leadership, Dr. Yong has just been appointed to the overall chairman of the UPF and the Family Federation in North America. So I would now like to invite Dr. Chong-Shik Yong to deliver his closing remarks.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my loving Asian family, congratulations. This is the conclusion of our first Asia Pacific Leadership Conference held virtually. This is also the first time we have used the new name APLC. Prior to this, it was the Asia Leadership Conference. Then we decided to call it the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference. Adding the word Pacific was important. In this conference, over 230 participants came from the Pacific Rim nations. This is also the biggest leadership conference of this nature that we have had here in the Asia Pacific. Once again, congratulations. As you may know, Mother Moon has asked me to go to America and take a leadership role there. This APLC is one of the legacies I want to leave behind here in Asia. It is also the legacy I want to establish in America. It is a legacy of education centered on the universal principles of peace. When I came to Asia in 2008, one of the first things I did was to set up this Asian Leadership Conference series. Every month for more than 12 years, we conducted an Asian Leadership Conference. Why did I do this? It is very simple. I want to follow Father Moon's tradition and lifestyle. Everywhere he went, Father Moon set up educational programs. Father Moon is a teacher of all teachers. He is the educator of all educators. He would spend hours and hours and hours teaching and teaching and teaching. His legs ached, but he never quit. His back hurt, but he never sat down. His mouth was dry, but he kept speaking. Equally important, Father Moon knew unless we teach God's universal values to our children, put them in our school curriculum and bring them into the societies, we cannot solve the fundamental social problems that we face today. Mother Moon said repeatedly that the most fundamental difficulty in our world today is our separation from God, our heavenly parent. We do not know his principles, therefore, we cannot understand his heart and cannot hear his voice clearly. Selfish individualism dominates our attitude and behavior. Principle education, the base for eternal peace. You have been studying Father Moon's universal peace principles. I urge you with all of my heart to study more. This APLC is just the beginning. We could only share the most basic teachings of Father Moon. There's so much more. There are so many more ideas and concepts that are deeper and wider. Father Moon's teachings offer insights that are simple yet profound. All of these sermons have been recorded and then transcribed. There are more than 1,800 volumes of books. Most of you do not know the Korean language, so you cannot read the original text. Luckily, many of his teachings have been translated into English and other languages. One of the first things that Mother Moon did after Father Moon passed away was to transcribe, re-edit, and publish the essence of her husband's teachings. Again, I urge you to study more. As mentioned, when I go to America, one of the first things I want to do is to set up effective educational programs to help raise up the culture of America. There is too much selfish individualism running rampant in America. It is unhealthy and destructive. The way to counter that is through principle education that first teaches the importance of a vertical structure. The family is more important than the individual. The community is more important than the family. The nation is more important than the community. The world is more important than the nation. And above all, God, our heavenly parents, is most important. This vertical tradition is essential for character development in individuals. It is also needed in order to create families centered on filial piety. It is vital in societies that are stable, in nations that are prosperous and for a world of peace. We cannot bring world peace either through materialism or through military power. It is only, I repeat, only through principle education that world peace can be achieved and sustained. Based on this vertical structure or setting the right priorities in our lives and in our societies, we can build a horizontal relationship of true love. Mother Moon echoes this principle in her autobiography entitled A Mother of Peace. She said, love is accompanied by responsibility. Love practiced with a moral responsibility is called true love. Our moral responsibility is to learn to live for the sake of others. As I attend this closing banquet, my heart is both sad and full of gratitude. It is sad because I've made so many close friends. You have become like a family to me. I love you. I will miss you, and I will pray for you when I am gone. I am full of gratitude because I have learned so much. I have been able to invest and sacrifice in every nation of Asia and Pacific. It is in living for others, as Father Moon teaches, that we can find the greatest joy, happiness in life. Mother Moon has a vision. It is an amazing dream. It is something that no one else thinks about with such dedication, devotion, and sacrifice. She wants to bring world peace to all 7.8 billion people in the world before she dies. She is almost 80 years old, and she has initiated this global goal. Let's work together to make her dream our dream. How can we do it? We need to take these universal principles of peace into our schools, use them to create good laws in nations. Let them be standard of moral media. They should be the basis of the values portrayed in our entertainment industry, at the heart of the business and financial transactions, and central to building religious harmony. Once again, thank you for being part of this first Asia Pacific Leadership Conference. God bless you, your family, and nations.
Thank you, Dr. Young.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yong. And what a privilege it's been for us to work with you over these last many years. But our prayers will be with you strongly for the new mission in our elder brother nation of North America. Absolutely. So now it's time for our group photograph, and then we'll have our close after that. So please, everyone, put on your best face, and we're going to take a group photograph of everybody who's joining us for this webinar.
Vince, please take the photo. Who's taking photo? Vince?
Vince, you taking the photo?
Everybody?
Smile.
Vince?
Show smiles.
Yes,
Hello.
please smile.
Please open your cameras.
1, 2, 3.
More.
One more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you, Dr. Yong, and all the participants. and also our congressman from Philippines, and all those who gave beautiful reflection today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. And in closing, it's now time to conclude our graduation session for this, the Asia Pacific Leadership Conference very first event. Please note that there will be follow-up of the local interfaith peace and blessing festivals in each location. These will consist of marriage blessing and rededication programs for nation building. There will also be available pure love education and character building programs, especially for students and youth. So please contact your local representative for these programs. In closing, I would like to congratulate all our graduates and also to thank all of our presenters for their enlightening and very enjoyable presentations. I trust that you've been enriched in both heart and mind, and that this amazing APLC, which has provided vision and leadership for nation building and peace. We want to thank you also to all of our viewers for your interest and support, and also to all of our technical team behind the scenes who made this possible. We invite you to look out for future APLCs. Tell your friends again. We encourage you to do that, and get the information about the next APLC from your local representative. These will be able to address the concerns of our times, working towards building interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. So thank you all again. Wishing you all an enjoyable weekend. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye. God bless
Lecturer, Dr.
everyone.
Michael, Mrs. Sahara. Thank you,
Yeah.
Reverend
Thank
British
you.
Kong.
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
Young,
Young.
Honorable Eknat, Reverend
Thank
Julius,
you,
Sahara.
everybody.
Please
Yeah.
support
Yeah.
our Eknatakal, our UP